In the book of Hebrews chapter 12, we are told of a great cloud of witnesses. Have you ever wondered who they are? I want to cover this as best we can with our limited understanding, but also cover the rest of the verse and the verse that follows. Verse 1 starts off with the word wherefore, which could also be interpreted as consequently. This is a continuation of the preceding chapter, referring to all the saints who pleased God through their faithful obedience. The 11th chapter praises the saints who put their faith into action. They relied on the Lord for help against giants and huge armies. They obeyed God's law when it was costly, conquered their fears, trusted Jesus as they suffered, and kept their eyes on God. There may be a countless number of saints and angels cheering us on in the heavenly realm, watching over us and trying to get us over the finish line into heaven. It is possible that all dead saints who did not cling to this world and held the nail-scarred hand of Jesus are watching us today. Just as plausibly, these saints might be simply listed as examples of perseverance, not actually watching us in real time. Through their exploits, we can be assured of God's faithfulness. At the time of the writing of the New Testament, the word cloud was commonly used to illustrate a great number of persons or things. It is used by Euripides and Statius in ancient literature in this manner. This great cloud of witnesses is said to encompass us or encircle us as we go through this life. I like to think that saints in heaven are watching us and cheering us on as we run this race. We really don't know, but it is a comforting thought. When Lazarus and the rich man died, Abraham could see the rich man in hell. The rich man could see Lazarus. There's a gulf between the two. It doesn't say this, but it seems possible that Lazarus could also see people on the earth. Job refers to death as a land of darkness, as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order, and where the light is as darkness. King Solomon says, "All go unto one place. All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who knows the spirit of man that goes upward, and the spirit of the beast that goes downward to the earth?" There is a great multitude of saints under the throne of God who are awaiting the return of Christ at the last trump. Is it possible for them to see what is going on here? They seem to be aware of time. There are many questions that cannot be answered until we meet Jesus in the air. We can, however, learn from the rest of the first verse and the second verse. There is great wisdom in these two verses for our Christian walk. Let us lay aside every weight. Anything you value more than Jesus and your walk with him is going to slow you down. We must press on to his high calling and walk in the light we have been given. All the things in this world are dead weight. Money, cars, houses and things are all going to burn someday. Don't hold on. Choose your relationships wisely. Work to save souls, the sin which doth so easily beset. I don't need to tell you that sexual immorality, stealing, lying and such will separate you from God. Unbelief is a sin that precludes its remedy. Do you believe what Jesus said in the Gospels? Are the teachings of Peter, Paul, James and John ingrained into your mind? If we had faith the size of a mustard seed, we would end up being listed in Hebrews chapter 11. Study to make yourself approved, a workman that needs not be ashamed. You know your own weakness better than anyone. Pray for the Lord to help you. He is faithful. Let us run with patience the race that is set before us. When you run a race, you must cross the finish line. You cannot give up and sit down. You might not like where you are, but if you do not seek to enter into the Holy of Holies, you will not meet Jesus. Remember the woman pestering the unjust judge? Remember the man knocking on the door at night, asking for food? If you stop, you are moving backward because you are on a moving platform. Life goes on and will leave you behind if you stop seeking the will of your Father. Search the house till you find the silver coin. Run your race. The great cloud of witnesses is cheering you on. Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, he is also the object, perfecter, publisher, purchaser, fulfiller, and cause of our faith. That is why we must keep our eyes on him. Your circumstances may look too big for you to handle. When David stood before Goliath, he knew God was with him and he would help defeat the giant. Jesus knows you are in a race. The race is from him. You are in him, and he will give you your prize. Who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross. Jesus remembered heaven. He knew what awaited him. Enter into my rest, good and faithful servant. Hearing that will give you joy unspeakable and full of glory. We will experience the Shekinah glory in the throne room of God. Despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. He waits for us to finish our race. Jesus paid the price for you to receive a prize. Keep moving forward. Please like, share and subscribe. This helps us spread the gospel. May the Lord bless and keep you.